Dear Farmer, I still remember those first lavender moments when I received my pod. Off to the field I was. Double knotted laces ready to walk the walk, a Bible in one hand, a dictionary in the other, anxious to talk the talk. Days were shorter then. Each first step led to an infant celebration. Any syllable said was to my heart's hesitation, but somewhere along my joy it began to stop. I grew older and my speech turned into an utter. I began to stumble. I stuttered into a mumble. Thorns grew and my feet were caught. Knees tied to my chin by a string they dropped. And I didn't know how to handle it. So my hands became rabid, planting, watering, weeding these weeds. In the death of the heat, it did not conscience me that my hands began to bleed. See, many moons and suns were devoted, because I have seen what may come of this seed. A beautiful flower, a crop to cuddle and adore, has long been seen in my garden, but has in yours. See, the reason I tire and fight now is so I may explain. When you ask me how my garden is doing, I can say, great. Can't you see all the things I've done this week? Yet the seed is unchanged. I don't know what to do. So I write this letter to ask of you. Is there a new development in mathematics to solve this complex equation? Have you enhanced an old pilgrim habit or purchased a polished new invention? Have you attained superhuman static decoding the fertile system and given into witchcraft and all the superstition? I know my vision is clouded. How I cannot see the steel cold bars that body this prison, yet I can hear its silence, breathe its winter, and feel its tension. Living out checklists and deeds is my life sentence, equipped with the syringe and IV dripping lukewarm injections. I'm an addict, I'm afraid. I need your intervention. Farmer, please farmer. SOS. Signed, Little Farmer Boy. P.S. Never mind. It's been 2 weeks and still plastic in the same place. Soil's become rotten, seed unchanged. So when I saw the mailman coming, I decided to race. Never good at opening letters to the paper, it ripped. Not from the place where it was licked, but where the address was script, innocent stripped. I just wanted to see what my new friend has said. So it read, Dear Little Farmer Boy. That's me. I have seen your empire of dirt and your museum of pots and tools, and if I look hard enough, I can almost picture you. You in your glass house frame and your transparent spine, your nomad eyes and your hands that dig deep, but to the pain that I see, I am no stranger. I just hope that this letter reaches you in enough time to warn you of this impending danger. See, not too many yesterdays ago, I used to be like you. Everything started off in a glaze too. But when things started to decay from awe to great to good, or not turn out my way or pan out how I thought I should, I was led astray. Set to fly with featherless wings in a heavy parasol, resolved to keep doing the same thing, regurgitating this all-habituating hell, telling myself that if I just do it one more time, it would all work out. Insanity was a hard word to pronounce. But the thing that changed me isn't all that you suppose. It was actually a carpenter, a shepherd, who taught me how to sew. He told me of the story I believe you should know. So here it goes. In the time of leather sandals and burnt-out candles, limousine camels and Jew and Gentiles, there was a God among them. This God first started off as a boy who liked to spend time with his father, but his parents didn't quite understand. So when his gentle hands became callous and the boy a man, he gathered 12 others and they went around and did miracles and healed the sick. He gave colors to the blind, music to the deaf, shoes to the paralyzed, and with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish he was able to feed 5,000, excluding women and kids. The 12, they became partners, became family, became friends. But one cold night when darkness reigned, sweat became blood, and venom a kiss. This man, he went upon the cross. Perfection became an atonement for sin. He deserved none of this, but I did. See, that was the same night my carved hands were bandaged and wounded, and I was taught that You know what? They don't need to bleed anymore because his have already bled. The world doesn't have to be heavy on these feet because his have already seen red. Any tear that I could ever cry were upon his back and were shed, even though he was slapped, spit on, ridiculed, and abandoned by a ruthless mob that I let see. I deserve hell and fire. But I was offered grace instead. See, I tell you this one story to tell you one word. Now don't look at the source for a simile because it won't give you the definition or reputation it has earned. Grace. My Lord Christ's second name. I gift you this word in hopes to heal you. Because I can see it's by your pursuit of your own self-righteous path what's going to kill you. All the deeds you have done, what they have done to you, can't you see that it is the soil that must change and not the seed? Yes, you have received grace, but the soil must change because in filth the seed cannot grow. But you don't no longer have to be your own hero. He saw the best of you and the worst of you, and he died for both. He killed death for you to bring you hope. Rose on the third day, so you wouldn't have to do this alone. Farmer boy, follow Grace back home. It was hard to read through tears, but I found a way. Now this letter is picture framed in the windows of my beat, buried deep in a treasure chest with no X, cause this one's for keeps. Grace, my Lord Christ's second name. It is a thing that has taught me that no matter what I do or can say, I can never repay him taking my place. And when I gather all my sins, I can see forgiveness. But in my desire to change, I know I don't have to rely on my own strength because today is a new day and tomorrow is mine. And that I can be a new man, a new farmer, a new creation this time. Because yes, the words may not come and these weak knees will fall. But it is by his grace and his love that I'll be content to crawl. So I write a new letter. Dear farmer, dear shepherd, I give you my weeds in hope that in grace you can return a flower to me. And I'll plant that same seed in this new heart I have found and live for you in grace, my Father, my strength, my friend.